This episode is sponsored by Airbnb. Gather round, children, as I'd like to tell you a tale. A tale about a haggard drag queen who had just finished a whirlwind tour and was in desperate need of a trip. And as most of you already know, trips are simply better with Airbnb. Late one night after returning home, tired and barely able to keep my eyes open, I opened up the Airbnb app and searched for an escape. A place east of Los Angeles where I could relax, recuperate, and rejuvenate all by myself amidst the peace and tranquility of the California desert. After checking out a few listings, I happened upon the place that dreams are made of. An orange frenzy of mid-century post and beam architecture complete with vintage details like period furniture, amazing art on the walls, and a conversation pit that would make even Don Draper swoon. I booked it immediately and set to packing for my glorious high desert getaway. After a few days of solitude, I invited a few friends and we made excellent use of the multiple bedrooms and bathrooms. A hotel would not have worked for us at all. With Airbnb, you can stay close and hang out in the living room rather than a crowded lobby. And while hotels are filled with strangers, we had the entire house and yard to ourselves, allowing us to enjoy the serenity of true privacy. It was the perfect trip and the perfect way to recover from an absolutely insane tour. If you want more space, more privacy, a better location, and the most loved homes, check out Airbnb.com or download the Airbnb app. That's AIRBNB.com. Take it from the Queen of Relaxation. You owe yourself a trip, and trips are always better with Airbnb. Hi, divas. As you know, Trixie is on break, so I'm solo here on the podcast to tell you that we are bringing you more Bald and the Beautiful live shows this fall. That's right, we're going to be in Baltimore, Providence, Columbus, and a whole bunch of other East Coast cities that I don't have on the script in front of me. But all tickets and info will be at TrixieandKatyaLive.com, so get your panties in check for the best damn podcast you've ever seen.
But so you've never done group sex?
I'm still waiting for an invitation.
How many people?
No.
How many people total?
At once?
Yeah.
Well, there was four.
Okay.
So like two pairs.
That's the best. That is the best number.
Two pairs, but they weren't changing.
I will say I used to love to before I was in a relationship, loved being the special guest star.
Oh, yes. So three. But my rule is that I am the guest.
Yes, you have to.
You cannot. You cannot.
You have to. I love boxing out the weaker husband the whole time and just
driving
like
a wedge, creating
a psychosexual game, you know. But now as a couple, my boyfriend is 6'2", white and a bottom. I am 5'9",
You
Asian.
are not 5'9".
Yeah. Get out of here. I present as very tall.
He's tall presenting.
And so finding a guy that like no one wants to be the bridge.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 165, probably 165.
We're almost exactly the same size. That's so strange,
and it shows.
No, and I think of myself as like 5'2", 112. And I think of you about like 6'5", 210. I think it's the dysmorphia thing.
Yeah. The dysmorphia is huge. But no, it's very difficult to find a guy that, because like neither one of us wants to feel like the toll that the guy is paying to get to the one that he wants to hook up with. That is not the vibe.
That breaks my heart.
And it's so hard to find someone that we believe in our hearts wants both of us. We love couple swapping. We love a wife swap.
Okay.
We're like, I'll go I'll fuck the bottom, and then the top will fuck my boyfriend. And
that happens like it's a field trip. It's not happening in the same room, is it?
It's in the same room.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's in the same room, and like there's some maybe switch off here and there because my boyfriend is like vaguely versed, but yeah.
What do you make of I mean, I don't like labels, but. I have a hard time with strict.
Okay,
this is a personal thing.
So you think everyone's should be a little versed?
I don't think anybody should do anything. I would prefer.
I think for empathy's sake, yes, everyone should at least do it one time to understand, or a few times to understand.
I think maybe
I am a much better top because I bottom. I don't necessarily think I'm a better bottom because I top. But I will say that, like, for me, I am very much into, like, when my boyfriend has climbed up back there a couple times himself, okay? Like, because he knows I like it. Okay. But I know that he doesn't, like, that's not his, like, main desire. That's not the way he desires me. Gotcha. And for me, my versatility is so connected to how someone else desires me. Like, if I'm at the club and you start coming dancing and rubbing your ass on my dick, I'm like, okay, I get this. This is what this is. You know, like, I get how you want me, how this to proceed. Yes. If it's the reverse is true, you come up behind me, you start rubbing your dick on my ass. Okay, I gotcha. You know, like, understood. And for me, like, I don't really like to flip fuck very much because I like to know I like to go into it. I'm either big dom top or sub good boy.
Okay, gotcha.
And like that, and like
there's a role,
and there is like a role, and like it is like. And except with my boyfriend, I do like, because my boyfriend's sex is so different. It's so loving and it's so passionate and it's so like, it's more about connection than it is. Like, for me, the way I always explain to straight people, like, our non-monogamy and like how I can have sex with all these other guys and it doesn't affect my relationship with my boyfriend, is that, like, I'm like, it's 4D porn for me as well. Like, I don't need to know this person's name. Like, it might as well be jerking off. Like, it just happens. Like, you're a life-size fleshlight. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. But like,
that's actually that's a really good way to look at it from the point of view who's someone who tends towards insane jealousy, such as myself.
See, and that's the thing, is we aren't jealous. Like, I met a straight couple recently, and they were telling me how they met, and they were like, they both had partners at the time, and they were like, but we didn't cheat. We just, like, you know, we started talking every day and texting every day, and we'd meet up and go see these movies, and then, like, when they were out of town, we'd like hang out, but we never touched or anything. We never kissed, we never hugged, like, nothing. We did not cheat. And I'm listening to this story, and I'm like, I could give a shit who he fucks. If he was texting with someone every day and going to see movies with them, I'm sorry, that's cheating to me.
That's gonna make
cheating.
Me jealous.
That is way worse to me than him
getting his dick
getting gaped for you know, like, however many guys he wants to get. Right. You know, it just doesn't. And I will say the bigger thing that we have struggled with and had to communicate with is not jealousy, it's envy, which is slightly different. Which is, oh, you're fucking that guy? I wanted to fuck that guy.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
Because again, we're very different types, and like when we're in an environment like, say, Fire Island, like it can be very like sexually charged and things like that, and we've had to learn a lot of lessons about like checking in and like making sure that everything is okay and communicating. Because here's the thing, like, we used to have rules, we don't really have rules anymore, because the rules, they don't. It is so day-to-day contextual. Like, there are days where I could be at a party, bopping around, sucking dick, making out with whoever I want, and he's off in the corner talking, and so grateful that people have kept me busy. You know? And then,
please take him, God.
And then there are days, conditions could be the exact same. Day is the same, everything happened the same, but he needs me to be his boyfriend, and it just requires a shit ton of communication and checking in, the postmorts we have after, the discussions we had before. And like, listen, I don't think monogamy is better than non-monogamy. I don't think the reverse is true either. What I will say is, I do think that I communicate with my boyfriend way more than a lot of monogamous couples do.
Okay.
I really do. Because we are forced to every day practically to be like, how are you? Is this okay? And like, you know what I was asked? I was asked a question on Fire Island recently by a guy that I thought was really smart, and I'm going to start implementing it. Because my theory is like, if you are fucking someone who's in an open relationship, not your circus, not your monkeys. What
do you mean? What do you mean?
Not your job to know like what their situation is.
You have no involvement in their rules or whatever.
Not your circus, not your monkeys. It's not for you to figure out.
Yeah.
But I hooked up with this guy, and he stopped me and he's like, "You guys are open, right?" And I was like, "No, I just brought you into my bedroom in full view of my boyfriend, and like we're, you know, blah blah blah." But he was like, "No,
cheating. I'm in a 90s like erotic thriller, and I am."
But he asked me this question I had never been asked before, and he was like, "No, I just want to make sure like you guys are in a good spot though. Like this isn't going to cause a problem, right?" And I was like, you know what? That's a really responsible question to ask someone that I've never been asked. I've never asked someone that. And there were times, and that day it was fine. You know, we were in a great place and he was off, you know, doing whatever he was doing. But there were moments last summer where certainly if I were asked that question, it might have given me pause and might have made me say, you know what? No, I actually need to go home. And I think it's a really, even if you're not asked the question, I think it's a really good question. And you have to be responsible and like really, you know, answer the question honestly if you're going to be asked it or ask yourself it. But it's an important one to have. But
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have a voracious sexual appetite?
Yes.
Really?
Oh yeah. Both of us do, and I think that's why it works a lot of time. And I think that for me, it's just like sex is a hobby. And it is, and this is the other thing is like, again, the sex I have with my partner is no one knows me better than he does. No one knows him better than I do. And that kind of sex is so powerful and I crave it and I love it. But sometimes I want to be a fucking whore. Okay. Yep. And it's embarrassing to do that in front of someone who knows you so well.
Oh, sure.
It's embarrassing to play that part.
Okay.
For the first year of our relationship, I wouldn't bottom in front of him. And it wasn't a him thing. It was a total me thing.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, if he sees me bottoming, it'll shatter the illusion of me as like a big dumb top, you know? He didn't give a shit. He'd love to see it, you know? But like, and we're over that now. Like we've worked past a lot of issues, but like it is, you know, it just requires a lot of checking in. And the thing is who knows? It might be forever. It might not. We might decide to close things. We might, you know, narrow things.
How long have you been together?
Almost 4 years.
And you're getting married?
We're getting married, yeah.
You're getting married. Now, what do you think about gay marriage? I don't think the gay people should be able to marry.
I think gay people should be able to get married. I don't think we should be having kids. Okay, no.
And that's it.
No.
What is it? That's the title. That's the title.
No.
Today's episode of The Bald and the Beautiful is brought to you by Mint Mobile. With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. And you can trust me because I am a person who wears disguises and lies to the world for a living. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. You would be amazed how quickly our friends at I don't want to name names because I don't want my, you know, past cell phone providers to come looking for me. But you would be amazed how often things just get. One time I just simply hadn't like updated my plan in a long time, and Fina was like, "Why are you paying this when there's, you know, they're not exactly proactive about helping you save money over there, you know? They leave it up to you to figure out how much is too much to pay and for what." Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. $15 a month. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your own phone number along with all your existing contacts. That's the thing that is the biggest hurdle. It's like, who wants to go through all of that? You don't have to. Ditch the overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/bald. That's mintmobile.com/bald. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/bald.
This episode is sponsored by Airbnb. Gather around, children, as I'd like to tell you a tale. A tale about a haggard drag queen who had just finished a whirlwind tour and was in desperate need of a trip. And as most of you already know, trips are simply better with Airbnb. Late one night after returning home, tired and barely able to keep my eyes open, I opened up the Airbnb app and searched for an escape. A place east of Los Angeles where I could relax, recuperate, and rejuvenate all by myself amidst the peace and tranquility of the California desert. After checking out a few listings, I happened upon the place that dreams are made of. An orange frenzy of mid-century post and beam architecture complete with vintage details like period furniture, amazing art on the walls, and a conversation pit that would make even Don Draper swoon. I booked it immediately and set to packing for my glorious high desert getaway. The house had a heated pool, a jacuzzi, and even a fire pit for those chilly desert evenings, so I made sure to pack several tight swimsuits and the necessary ingredients for s'mores, because what better way to relax than in a jacuzzi with a mouthful of molten marshmallow and chocolate? I set out the next day, and when I arrived, the sun was just beginning to dip below the horizon. I typed in the code to the front door, and upon entry I was met with the light scent of balsam fir, a scent that washed over me like a gentle breeze. The house was immaculate, and as I literally pranced from room to room, the smile on my face grew larger and larger until I was simply bursting with joy. I unpacked, put on my mustard yellow swimsuit, and proceeded to spend most of the evening in the jacuzzi, listening to a relaxation playlist and letting the quiet consume me in the best possible way. After a few days of solitude, I invited a few friends and we made excellent use of the multiple bedrooms and bathrooms. A hotel would not have worked for us at all. With Airbnb, you can stay close and hang out in the living room rather than a crowded lobby. And while hotels are filled with strangers, we had the entire house and yard to ourselves, allowing us to enjoy the serenity of true privacy. Plus, we cooked a huge dinner the last night of the stay, chatting in the kitchen and around the table for hours, something we never could have done in a hotel. On the last morning before we packed up and headed back to LA, we had one last soak in the jacuzzi and one more amazing breakfast. It was the perfect trip and the perfect way to recover for an absolutely insane tour. If you want more space, more privacy, a better location, and the most loved homes, check out Airbnb.com or download the Airbnb app. That's AIRBNB.com. Take it from the Queen of Relaxation. You owe yourself a trip, and trips are always better with Airbnb.
I wasn't interested in marriage. He wasn't super interested in marriage either. I think part of it was that I came into money. I want to throw a party while I'm young enough to enjoy it, and I want to stand up in front of. I think the reason
you want a flash mob, don't you, bitch?
Yeah. 2015.
You want to bust out into Britney choreo?
Yeah, I want
down the aisle.
I want where's Kimbra? Okay, like give me Kimbra.
I'm gonna tell you this though. I'm gonna interrupt you right now.
Okay.
If I catch a whiff or a clip or any kind of like gossip that there is some kind of choreography happening at your nuptials.
Okay, here's the thing.
I will find you. I will be carrying an automatic rifle and I will take you down.
Okay.
I will kill
Here's
you.
Here's the thing. I think it is totally fine to choreograph and dance to Stupid Love. Where people go wrong is the impulse to want to share it with the world. There is you will not see unless we get closer in the next 2 years.
You invite me to your wedding.
But I'm sorry, you won't see content from my wedding. You just won't see content from my wedding because I have cannibalized my entire fucking life.
Yeah, totally.
For my work.
Yeah, right.
There are some things that I would like to keep just for me.
Okay, so that's a really good point actually, because Trixie and I often talk about this, and I think that we're both discovering she a little bit more because she's so successful, and she's now discovering that there are parts of her life where she really wants to keep private. That it's like, oh God, do we really need to monetize every single second of our personal life?
Right.
You know, because it happens. Like if you're a stand-up comedian, you're going to talk about your sex life, you're going to talk about your partner, you're going to talk about this, your experiences. But what at 37, what do you like? Have you found that it is more important to like? You have to keep things private sometimes.
The thing is the illusion that I have mastered is making people think I'm being 100% transparent about every single thing that's going on in my life, and it's about 30%.
Okay,
and that's the magic trick of stand-up. I think, especially the kind of stand-up that I do, is to go out there and be super confessional and be like, "This is happening, and this is how I feel, and this is my dad's death, and this is blah 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 blah." And it's not. But the problem with that is that when you present yourself as a comedian that is 100% transparent. It does, like, I will say, going back to like the 6 reasons why people hate me, it's like those people don't hate me. Those people hate the construction of me that they have built up with limited context based off of one stand-up clip that they saw from 7 years ago that I'm embarrassed about, one tweet they saw, one thing they saw, et cetera, et cetera. And it's crazy to walk into this is. Again, champagne problems. I'm so grateful for my life, as I'm sure you are.
No.
Like, it is.
Just kidding. Yeah, very much so.
But it's this weird feeling where, like, I walk into a gay function now, And it's weird to know that a good portion of the people in that room hate my fucking guts, and they have no idea who I am.
Let me fucking tell you why, bitch. Let me fucking tell you why. Gay people cannot take a handsome, successful gay man. It is not something they can understand. It is not something they ever want to deal with. They like drag queens and they like ugly people.
Well, you know what? No, they like drag queens and they like go-go boys because unless they can completely, if they can completely sexualize you or completely desexualize you, that's the only way. Because this is the perfect story to explain this phenomenon. I went to a gay function. I was with my friend. In walks I won't say his name, but I will say a D-list gay celebrity on my level. You know, like somebody that everybody knows.
Okay.
You know what? No. No, I won't say it.
Tell me later.
I'll tell you later. Okay. Nice guy. Okay. I've never had a negative experience with him. He's always been very kind. Like, he talks to everybody. He's not like exclusionary. He's not one of those people who's only nice to someone he wants to fuck, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Like, good guy. And my friend goes, "Oh, that guy's here." And I was like, well, like, what's your beef? Like, what did he do? I was like, why do we hate him? He's always been really nice to me. And my friend literally goes, I don't know why I said that. And then literally 30 minutes later, they're making out on the dance floor. And this is the disease. This is the disease that I am diagnosing now today. The disease is, I hate you until I know you want to fuck me.
Damn.
That's it.
Shit.
That's it.
Okay.
It's like that is the psychosis that so many gay men are experiencing because they assume, I think so many gay men go into encounters with other gay men assuming that they like projecting so much insecurity onto that other person that they are that's them being reflected back because that person's super insecure too about how they're feeling. And it's like nobody is feeling good about themselves.
I know. It's like we're all Elizabeth Sparkle.
It's crazy.
And we want Sue to walk into the room.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it is like such a funny thing. Trixie and I talk about this all the time. It's like the gay men love drag queens or like, but it is so often, it's such a common, oh God, it's such a weird, insidious, bizarre, but I think you just described it so well. It's like, it is that like, that desirability factor or like
there's a safety,
the fear of rejection or like, I don't know.
I would like to say too, really quickly, the go-go boy and drag queen dichotomy, that line, I did paraphrase a Guy Branum, not joke, but Guy Branum really pioneered that idea that like it really is about like, and gay men, especially I think of a certain generation, I think it's getting better, but like and specifically in talking about seeing like gay men on stage, like when I used to work the Atlantis Cruises, like I've never bombed harder than on Atlantis Cruises.
Oh my God, I can smell it.
Oh my God, because
I can feel the bomb
people
dust.
Like the people like my age who are cool, who get my references, who want to see me do comedy, they're sleeping it off or they're pre-gaming.
Right.
I'm getting the Gen X and baby boomer gays who want to see Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Or Joan Rivers or a drag queen.
Yes. Or
That's it.
Or Bianca Del Rio.
They do not want to hear a young, hot gay guy talk about his sex life for 20 minutes. They do not want to hear it. Then the guy who goes up after me does Asian accent jokes, standing ovation.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding you. Standing ovation.
Yeah.
And it's just, and it's that generation, I think specifically, like, because I do think a lot of my shows now are populated by young gay guys and young queer people. And it's changing because I do think we are learning how to relate to people on stage in front of us. But for that generation, it really was just drag queens or go-go boys.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I think, and I hope that I live long enough to see this. Maybe if it's an illusion, but I think it's happening. I love whenever I can sense the dissolving of gay. I don't want there to be any more gay.
No.
I don't want no more gay, no more straight, no more bisexual, no more pansexual, nothing. You're either like, or...
And it's frustrating. It is frustrating as a comic too, because like, listen, like, of course I did like gay people are like this and straight people are like that jokes when I was in my early career, because there weren't a lot of us. And that was a field of material that was like rife for the taking, you know? I'm so excited now that there are so many people doing that. I don't have to do that as much. But what gets me still is that people still are like, you do a lot of gay jokes. And it's like, well, I talk about my partner and I talk about relationships and I talk about sex and I talk about all these things and they happen to be involving a man. Does that make it a gay joke? No, because I even in the gay jokes, the comedy, especially stand-up comedy, I think, but most comedy really only works if you recognize and are surprised by the truth of what the punchline is saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's the combo of like recognition and surprise that gets you.
Yeah.
And like, if I can do that while talking about like my boyfriend in Nashville, Tennessee at Zany's and I get a big laugh from it, then obviously there's a universality there.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
Like, and so it's not just a gay joke. It's just a joke.
It's a sex joke.
It's a sex joke. Yeah. And look at fucking Nikki Glaser. She is brilliant and she gets away with it. And she, like, nobody says boo, you know?
Right.
But I am like, seen as this big, like, gay. I will say no one hates me more than like gay Asian men.
Damn.
Like, bar none. No one hated my movie. More vitriol from gay Asian men than anything, which I get because I completely understand, because when the media tells you this is for you, this is representing, this is representing all of you.
Here's your juice, Shelby. Drink it.
Here's your thing, and then you don't see yourself reflected in it. Because I never said that about the movie.
Right.
I was always like, this is my story. This is a very personal story about me and Bowen's friendship that I decided to write about.
Yeah.
And if you happen to see yourself in it, then fuck yeah. But like, I get why the way the media presented it. It's like, this is representation for every gay Asian person who's ever lived. And
so
it's like,
if you're gay and Asian, get your fucking ass to the theater.
Get in line.
Yeah, and if you stayed home, kill yourself. And if you didn't like it, fuck you. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like,
crazy.
I get it, and it's not the creator's fault. It's the media's fault and the way they frame it. And I always tell people who don't like my movie, I'm always like, then find the creators that you do like. Support the shit out of them.
Go watch the Terrifier 3.
And then go fucking make it yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
Know?
Yeah.
Like, get off your ass and do it yourself. Make a TikTok. It's real easy now.
This episode is sponsored by Cure. Hello to all of you beautiful humans out there in podcast land. I would like to tell you a little story about a woman named Katya who adores her leather handbags and always strives to keep them looking pristine despite the wear and tear from touring, which includes buckets of perspiration released from my body nightly under the hot stage lights. For years, I had to replace my handbags every few months because life on the road would essentially destroy them. Well, I have now made a brilliant discovery, and I want to share with you the magical company that helps my handbags stay fresh and new amidst the onslaught of my life in drag. I've just discovered Cure, the ultimate solution for protecting and preserving your purse collection, ensuring they stay beautiful and last forever. Think about it. You clean and maintain your shoes, your new car, even your body. I spend thousands of dollars a year to get spring water shipped to me from a tiny Swiss town called Grindelwald, just to make sure that my gleaming skin stays fresh and smooth and completely unsullied. So why not give your luxury handbags the same care? Those bags are an investment, just like my milky white complexion. Now with Cure, you can make those purses last a lifetime. Plus, if you ever decide to resell them, Cure helps keep your bags in perfect condition so you can get top dollar. In today's world, where overconsumption and waste are big issues, it's crucial to make things last as long as possible. By taking care of our handbags with Cure, we can do just that. I adore Cure. I used it on a gorgeous red leather purse that I'll be bringing with me on all the live Bald and Beautiful shows this fall and winter. I can't wait to see it look exactly the same as it does right now, for years to come. I've used Cure in the past, and those handbags look as beautiful now as the day I bought them. If you want the same wonderful results, don't hesitate. There's a limited supply available, so head to mycure.com to get your leather care kit today. That's mycure.com. The best way to make your handbag last forever. Okay, really quick, a few rapid fire questions. Who's your favorite comedian?
Right now, Jacqueline Novak.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! When I saw On Your Knees,
yeah,
they're the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Brilliant.
Best thing I've ever seen in my life.
The way her mind works. Go watch it on Netflix. Unfortunately, if you
it's
have
on
a
Netflix?
chance, yeah.
Oh, get
If
out
you
of
have
here.
a chance to see it live, go and see it live.
Oh, it's-
also, have you seen Cinnamon in the Wind?
No.
Caper Land
No,
special
I haven't
directed by
seen it.
Bo Burnham. It's on
No,
Hulu.
okay.
You will fucking love it.
Okay,
If you
I'm
like
gonna
Get on Your Knees, you will love it.
Okay.
Those two are just genius.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie. I mean, bad
right
question,
now-
but like the answer that I always give is My Best Friend's Wedding.
Okay. Favorite song currently?
Favorite song currently is I like Alaska by Maggie Rogers. Is that bad? It's
no,
the
I had
song
no
I wake
idea.
up to every morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is that what genre is that?
She's like crunchy white girl guitar.
Maggie.
Oberlin.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
like
say no
she
more.
went to NYU. There, you might have seen like there was a famous like viral clip of Pharrell visiting her like music production class,
Okay.
and she plays him the song for the first time, and he's like, "Oh shit, you're a genius."
Okay.
And she's fantastic.
If you could acquire a fluency in any foreign language by chopping off a finger,
I love this question.
I really do too. What would you do it? When would you do it?
Yeah, I absolutely would do it. I would
know.
do. I think I would do both of these.
the ring fingers.
The ring fingers.
Uh-huh.
And I would do Spanish, and I would do. You know, it's crazy. Unfortunately, I think I would do Mandarin.
That's exactly.
I have so much trauma coming back from Korea and not being able to speak the language, and I know that people would expect me to say Korean, and I would love to be able to speak my native tongue, but in terms of functionality,
I think I'm absolutely on board with you. I would do. I was going to say pointer fingers, but I think you're right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
The thumb's the last to
granted,
go.
I'm engaged, and
Oh, who
there's,
cares?
You
You
know,
can wear
but like, yeah.
wear a necklace.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again like
Yeah, I would just the two.
just the two. Yeah.
Okay, and then if you could have like a side piece, ongoing relationship with an A-list celebrity, a living or dead, who would it be? Like you could say Cary Grant in his heyday.
Riz Ahmed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you had to kill an animal by strangling it, which animal would you do?
I was really thinking about it.
Mine would be Moo Dang.
That would be hard.
I know.
I think it would be awfully hard to get around there.
And it would be a lot of infamy.
Mine would be a chimp for sure.
Oh, yeah,
because fucking
horrible.
Have you seen it? No. I will not watch this chimp crazy bullshit because I have a real fear of chimps because I will never forget. It is in my mind firmly. Spring break 2009, sitting in a motel room watching Oprah interview the woman whose face got ripped off by a chimp.
Yeah.
We should not be fucking with these animals.
No.
They're too smart.
Yeah.
They're too much like us. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Enough with the primates. It's too
I won't
scary.
do it. And I asked somebody, I was like, I'm really afraid of chimps. Do you think I'd make it through Chimp Crazy? And they were like,
oh,
no,
God.
babe.
No, I can't.
She's too heavily featured.
Yeah,
she's too heavily featured.
I have like, oh, yeah, no way, not a chance. Well, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on I Hate Joel Kim on Instagram. And I think that's like the only thing that I'm super active on. TikTok, yes, but I actually can't remember. I think I'm Joel Kim Booster on TikTok. Okay. I just started doing that. Okay. And then, except I did that. And then the the most recent video that I posted, everyone was like, well, he's clearly going through a manic episode. And I'm like,
he's obviously unwell.
And I was like, I thought I was just mimicking the like editing rhythms of TikTok. But like, it could be a little column A, a little column B, a little column A, a little column B. I was like manic, but also the rhythms of TikTok also lend itself to mania.
Also, having a fan base, they encourages mania.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then I'm on Substack too at JKB. I just started a Substack because I'm getting rid of Twitter, and I decided, I was like, maybe I should start writing long form, and that will scratch some of that itch. And like,
you have great courage.
Yeah. I mean, it's going okay so far.
You like writing?
I do. And you know what? It's crazy. I used to, back in the heyday of like, remember when there were all these like online magazines like the Toast.
Yes.
Or like the cut,
and
like all these places that would pay you $250 for a personal essay about going to fucking Sweetgreen, and that was like a whole real thing in the 2012 to 2018 or whatever.
Vulture and
doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. I used to do. I actually recapped your season of All Stars
for Vulture.
Get out of here! You should definitely go back. I don't remember if I supported you or not.
Oh wow, that's right. I mean, oh god, we didn't even talk one bit about Drag Race. That's okay.
It's fine. It's
Sorry,
fine.
Guys.
Bonus episode.
Yeah.
I will say the one thing I know you won't look up the reviews. The thing is you have to understand they give you the screener the day before. They don't tell you who wins the lip sync. And the experience of watching Drag Race alone versus watching Drag Race with either a group of friends or in a bar is night and fucking day. That show is not meant to be watched alone.
No, it's not.
It's not. I hated every episode I watched a little bit more than when I'd go and watch it in a bar with my friends because it's just not meant to be watched alone. It's not.
Also, just tying a little a ribbon and a button on some other subjects we're talking about gay hate. There was I was at a viewing party at a friend's house. There was probably 15 of us. Everybody was a gay guy. And it was the Lala Ree episode. Do you remember with the bags? With the bags. There were the hateful things that were spewed from the mouths of all of us gay guys during that episode was so frightening. Like it was like when I imagine it was just on the same in the same vein as someone like yelling at the Jets or the Mets or the fucking Utah Jazz.
Why?
Or
because you wanted Joey J to stay or whatever?
No, I don't know. They were just like, kill yourself. You're ugly. But
here's the thing.
Fuck. Like it was crazy.
I think there's a catharsis to that.
No.
And my thing is like, keep it to the group chat.
Yes.
Babe. 90% of what I see on Twitter, I'm like, you didn't need to tweet about Ashley Tisdale in that way.
No, you don't need.
Keep it. You have a plethora of gay guys that you can share with that little bit with, and they'll go ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Ha,
and Sylvester Stallone, I think you look amazing, by the way.
Yeah. And that should scratch the itch.
Yeah.
That's my that. Yeah. And I of course obviously I'm seeing it from the other side, and I'm like, oh, they were human too. And so now I'm keeping most of it to the group chats. But
were you overly critical in any of your?
I was a fucking faggot on Twitter. Are you kidding me?
Wait, no, in your Vulture reviews.
Oh, in the Vulture reviews, I think I was like pretty pro. I mean, it was clear from the edit that Alaska was going to win. I was pro you.
I don't understand. Well, I guess I can't really be objective about it. But let me ask you this though, or let me tell you, and you agree with me.
Okay.
There's the best season of Drag Race.
Yes, bar fucking none.
I would listen to Alaska's podcast because I think she and Willem went through.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking amazing.
No,
the season's so good.
It was the perfectly cast. The only thing that could have made it better is if Adore stayed.
I think about that. I always forget because she bowed out so early.
Knows what would have happened.
So two things. Two big what ifs, and this is no shade to any of the girls, no shade to Roxy in particular, but I don't know about the singing part, but Reggie wrote you with Alyssa instead of Roxy. The singing part her verse would have been very suspicious, but can you imagine the group number, the dancing?
The group number would have been amazing.
So
amazing. But saying that, have you been watching Global All Stars? Because we finally have seen an Alyssa verse, and I gotta tell you, I don't know. It might have been a lateral move away from Reggie Rochu.
No, it's Reggie Rochu.
Reggie Rochu, sorry.
Which I recently learned.
Oh,
okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. So me and my friend, we've been like in my sewing studio sewing stuff and having it on, we had Global All Stars on the TV. And first of all, making them do a snatch game is so sadistic.
Snatch game. End it.
No more.
No more characters. No more. Or you're given a list of people you're allowed to do. I don't care. But like, especially the ESL queens.
It's
like
sadistic.
It's really cruel. It's really cruel.
For a person like myself who is very fluent, I went to college. I've read tons of books. I consider myself to be funny sometimes. Improv in that context is so hard. It's so difficult. Stressful.
Well,
it's so hard.
I said this about Nymphia during her season too. I know we're running long, but this is the thing. People gave her shit for getting help writing those verses. Do you realize how hard it is to write poetry?
No.
In a language? Because they were like, oh, she speaks English. And it's like, bitch, it's not the same. It's not even a little bit the same.
I'm trying to, I mean, my fluency in French is at the level of many of those contestants, like fluency in English. So like the girl from Italy, for example. She's like margarita pizza.
Yeah.
You know,
the margarita pizza thing is crazy. It is crazy. The thing about Global All Stars that I have learned is that RuPaul wants every single one of those girls to be a 1940s caricature of their ethnicity. Oh, that is what she wants. I mean,
England, hello, governor. And then that's like it is truly that like Charlie Chaplin's silent movie reduced the country down to its.
And by the way, Ru, I would love to come back and judge. I would love to come back and judge. No comment, like no disrespect. But it is.
Well, they
crazy.
need memes and sound bites. They need memes and sound bites.
Yeah.
But it is. I thought it was so sadistic to have these poor queens have to improv as characters in a foreign language. I think it's so mean. I think it's so cruel. I think it turned out so badly.
So badly.
It wasn't even watchable.
The scripted one was fine though. Even was it improv? No, I don't even know. I just remember the one with the pirates where Nahalenia should have won.
Okay.
I remember that. Anyways, it is. I think like if they're gonna continue to do these franchises, which I do love, and I do think the exposure is great, they have to figure out a way to make it more fair.
And they have to figure out a way to make them shine, because I'm sick of seeing drag queens fail on television, especially in that format. Like it's like, oh my God. Like when you know people are gonna bomb, switch it up. Switch it up. Well, we got to talk about Alyssa's runways for 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
She is so crazy. Her runways, I think, are so incredible.
I mean, how much money?
I would say $100,000 at least.
Oh, because you have more context. You have more context though for what that would cost.
If I'm on the Price is Right, and the thing up for question is Alyssa's Global All Stars package, I would guesstimate that. I have no idea. I know that people are probably gifted a lot. I literally have no idea. I'm the worst person to ask. But like, when she comes out on the runway, I scream.
That light up outfit
with the suitcase.
Yes, I could not believe it's like it's on a different level.
The mugging too.
It's on a different level. It is so fun to see her, and it is so unfortunate that there is this like clear favoritism for the English speaking girls, because Queen Kong, I think Queen Kong only has maybe one win that I disagree with. She is so I think she's so easy to root for the win.
Yeah.
But because she keeps getting lumped in with these queens that are Rue girls.
Yeah.
And
it's like it's not a level playing field.
It's not.
And Alyssa's like, I mean, yeah, Alyssa's at this point, Alyssa would be more appropriate on a guest panel, a judging panel, than in the race. Do you know what I mean? Like,
or bring her back for a regular All Stars. You're bringing back everybody. You're bringing back Ginger Minch. Like,
I know.
Come on,
it's crazy.
Bring her back for a regular All Stars.
But when she came on her runways are just so incredible. They're so over the top, and I just like I was screaming. Screaming.
The steampunk look too.
A fucking birdhouse on her.
And then we watched season 5 afterwards, and it's like it's a different universe.
Yeah,
different universe of the show.
Crazy.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
That's kind of connected to Reju Rochu. That does not sound right.
It doesn't sound right, but it is that.
Reju Rochu. Okay.
Because Rote.
I will say that is clearly, obviously, the best.
I still think so. Number.
Second, I think Kitty Girl. Kitty Girl.
Yeah.
Is fun. I don't think any of the other ones have been good, but I will say this. This is what we noticed. We watched All Stars 4 recently, and I will give props to Monet in a way. Monet Exchange is the only contestant, I think, who has ever pulled it off and made it look cool. Like, actually, like, done a verse in a group number, and I've been watching it and been like, that person's cool. Like that person, like
what was their?
I don't know. It was the bad like country superhero one.
Oh, I don't
but she's rewatch it.
Okay,
because it's remarkable that she manages to make something out of nothing, and it is legitimately. It's so hard to make. You guys did it well, other than and I think Kitty Girl did a really, really fun job because it's like it's campier with BB not barely being able to be lifted,
and also like the production of the production of that was cool.
But like Monet, literally, I'm like that person is a star who can make anything seem cool.
Well, she's super charismatic.
Yes,
she's super charismatic,
and that is the thing.
Yeah.
She can do anything.
Well, on that note,
wow,
we're done. Thank you so much for being here.
This feels like not enough time. It feels like not enough time.
Wait, you told me to wrap, right?
Okay. They want to go home. These fucking bitches want to go home. They're like, you cannot talk about Drag Race for 1 single second longer.
Wait, who's your favorite Drag Race winner?
Simone.
Oh,
hands down. Hands down,
God,
Simone.
She's so pretty.
Because Simone is, I think, we're getting to the point now where they walk in and you're like, oh, this is their lane.
Mm-hmm.
This is their lane. They're Bobo, Dusty Ray Bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
They're Bobo, so-and-so, Mm-hmm. Simone, I truly think, is in a lane on all her own. Like, there are queens that are similar. There are queens that are sort of similar. But I do not think stylistically, energetically, and talent, and in terms of distribution of talent and charisma, I don't think anyone touches Simone. I really don't.
She's so magnetic.
Yeah,
she's super magnetic.
And people give her shit for her step down look. I thought it was brilliant.
I don't remember.
Wait, it was the wet jeans with the crystallized top.
It's cunty.
The thing is, it doesn't read as well on TV as you want it to, but it's so her, and it's like that's like her culture, her thing, and I love the whole House of Avalon.
Yeah, that's what I love about her and her crew is that they have a real they have like a modern day gay factory vibe.
Yes.
That's like a very like a group of artists, like it's like, and this sounds pretentious, even like a group of young artists that like collaborate together, but it really is that.
It really is, and they escaped Alabama together. Like it's so
Arkansas,
fun, and they're Arkansas,
like literally like the backwoods.
Truly. Crazy. And Mark styled me for fucking Drag Race, and it's the reason I look so fucking good. Can I tell you? Okay,
that motherfucker.
Last thing, I promise.
That motherfucker. I'm still waiting for the scan.
When was the last?
How can you look that How can you be that hot, that nice, and that talented, and not be a serial killer?
When I tell you, I was watching my episode with my house full of gay men. I don't know when the last time you were on was, but the filter that they put on, I was so embarrassed watching it because I was like, these people can turn around and look at me in the face and they know this is not what I look like. They know this is not what I look like.
You look like a Hallmark flashback.
I was humiliated. I was humiliated. I felt like I was catfishing the entire nation. I was like, what filter are they putting over this camera? Because like literally people would like look at the screen and then kind of like look back at me and be like, huh.
So you're ugly here, and then it's wild. That glimmer glass.
It is.
They get that book club budget.
I wish I could look like that every day.
You know about the book club?
No.
Like half of the book club, the movie book club.
Oh, the movie
went to
book club.
Post-production of Glimmer Glass. Them gals.
Oof.
Yeah. But when you're 85 years old, yeah. Anyways, okay.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Oh wait, can I say I'm on tour? When does this come out? Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Literally, I think like today is my first day of tour. I'm going all across the U.S. And Canada. I'm doing Europe in December. You can check out all the dates. It's on my Instagram. It's also Linktree at I Hate Joel Kim is the.
There's a website.
Yeah, Linktree / and it's a whole list of all the dates, and you can come.
What's the most expensive ticket?
Come and see.
What's the cheapest? What are the tickets going for these days?
I actually don't know. They're not that cheap. They're not that expensive.
Okay.
They're not expensive.
Okay.
Because this is the workout show to be like, no, it is a complete show. It's called Rude Little Pig.
Okay.
It's Joel Kim Booster presents Rude Little Pig. And it is now I've been like doing like tryout workout shows for the last like 2 years. Okay. I finally have a closer that I like.
Fabulous.
And so I was like, okay, now it's time for it to be a named show. Yeah.
Fierce.
So
please go buy tickets and go see Joel in concert. And without glimmerglass. Thank you so much. And have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.